children. It was primarily social and about our travels, but there was no discussion of any matter pending before the department or any matter pending before any other body. There was no discussion of Benghazi, no discussion of the State Department emails by way of example.
The president's view is that this is an investigation that should be conducted free of any sort of political interference, and the Attorney General has indicated that that's exactly her expectation as well.
When I first heard that yesterday afternoon, I actually thought they were joking. I'm flabbergasted by it. I think it's amazing. I've never seen anything like that before.
Well, this is all about the meeting that happened in Phoenix on Monday. We first reported that between the Attorney General and the former president on the Attorney General's plane. She says, as you heard, they talked about things not related to the investigations involving his wife. This is coming from Capitol Hill, the House Majority Whip, Congressman Scalise, saying, considering the ongoing criminal investigation of Hillary Clinton, the secret meeting between the Attorney General and Bill Clinton shows an astounding lack of judgment by Loretta Lynch. Given the culture of unaccountability in the Obama administration, it is unlikely that Attorney General Lynch will heed the growing calls for her resignation, but at a minimum, Lynch should immediately recuse herself from the Justice Department's criminal investigation into Hillary Clinton's unlawful activities and appoint a special prosecutor to handle the case. With that, let's bring in our panel. Charles Hurt, political columnist for the Washington Times. A.B. Stoddard, associate editor of The Hill, and syndicated columnist Charles Krauthammer. There was a lot of reaction, A.B., today to this on Twitter, on social media. I read one tweet that said, within 2 weeks, the president has endorsed someone that his FBI is investigating while his attorney general meets with her husband on a plane and talks about grandchildren and golf.
Well, there's nothing about it that's okay, and I think it's actually really embarrassing to the Obama administration. Obama has endorsed Hillary Clinton because he's arguably likely bought himself all the deniability he needs and knows nothing about the investigation. The smart play for President Obama is to make sure that the FBI director knows when he's briefed about these matters that he never wants to hear anything about that investigation. And should her candidacy collapse in a huge, either an indictment or something that is a lethal blow to her political career and her nomination, they'll move forward with another plan. And I don't think that Obama would pause before he pitched her over the side of a building if that's the case. But this is not what Loretta Lynch should have done, and I understand that, particularly among Democrats, when Bill Clinton climbs aboard your plane, he's a former president, and he's Mr. Charming, and it's hard to stop him, but it was the wrong thing to do. She shouldn't have been caught with him. Some staffer should have stopped it. She should have stopped it, and it's really embarrassing to have her standing up there saying, we talked about pictures and travel and
But I mean, he's a former president, Charles. I mean, he has staff, too. They could have said, you know what, maybe this is the wrong
They
idea.
can never stop him. That's the problem.
Well, when he starts bounding wherever he is, airport, tarmac, his staff does not stand in the way. But he should have known this is a mistake. She should have known this is a mistake. I mean, how do you bump into somebody inside their private plane if you're starting from outside the private plane? And do you notice how she said we spoke primarily about golf and grandchildren? Well, what was the rest about? Yes, I'll take her on her word, but everybody says it was a silly, self-inflicted wound. It's not a big deal, but in the context of a Clinton campaign that is just riddled with lies, cover-ups, prevarications, and all kinds of excuses that are really hard to believe, this just adds to the general impression that it's not going to help her trustworthy numbers.
The Justice Department and the State Department insist that these two are not related, but Justice Department filed in federal court for the State Department saying that they cannot meet this FOIA request for Clinton Foundation documents, and that it will be, these emails dealing with Clinton Foundation items will be released 27 months after the election.
Well, yeah, well into what would be her first term if she wins. It's all just terrible, and what's so bad about it is that even good people, and by all accounts, when you talk to people, Republicans or Democrats, Loretta Lynch is a serious lawyer, and the idea that these people that they get caught in the sort of vortex in the wake of all the stuff that the Clintons get involved in, it hurts their enemies, it hurts even their allies, everybody gets hurt, all in the name of sort of promoting their whatever whatever their agenda is, and it's what we've been putting up with for 25 years, and if we go, it's potentially another 8 years, I guess.
27 months means at the beginning of her re-election campaign, so it would have an effect on her election.
Well, just to decouple these from the State Department's point of view, this is Admiral Kirby today asked about this strange coincidence.
In considering the response time to any single FOIA request, you have to factor in the cumulative effect it has on an office that is already working at full tilt to try to deal with a very large volume of increasingly more complex and cumbersome FOIA requests. I'm not going to get ahead of budget requests that haven't been made, but I can tell you the Secretary is very focused on trying to deal with these FOIA responsibilities as efficiently and effectively as we can as an institution.
All right, just to air that out, that's their answer. Okay, AB, I want to turn to the race. RCP